this hour, explosions and gunfire were heard in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, as the army entered the camps of the paramilitary forces with heavy weapons. The paramilitary claims that the army had surrounded one of its bases and opened fire. Now, according to reports, gunfire could be heard in several parts of Khartoum and the adjoining cities. Media reports also suggest that the RSF, the paramilitary group under fire, has raided the Khartoum airport, laying siege. The RSF, that has been in a power struggle with the army, said in a statement, and I quote, "The rapid support forces were surprised on Saturday with a large force from the army entering camps in Soba in Khartoum and laying siege to the paramilitaries there," unquote. Now, the move follows days of escalating tensions between the army and the RSF. The RSF emerged from militias involved in the conflict in Darfur, which broke out 20 years ago and has been accused of human rights abuses. It operates under its own legal code and chain of command. The RSF joined the military to overthrow the long-ruling Islamist strongman Omar Hassan al-Bashir in a coup in 2019. The two forces then carried out another coup in October of 2021. Relations between the military and the RSF have since deteriorated, forcing a delay in the signing of an internationally backed agreement with political parties for a 2-year civilian-led transition to free elections. And we are coming in from Sudan to track these latest developments. Joining us is Ismail Kushkush, who is a journalist who is based in Khartoum. Now, thank you for being with us. Will you take us through the latest details and developments coming out of Sudan?
Sudanese in Khartoum this morning woke up to the sounds of gunfire and heavy artillery. For the past few days, there have been reports of major disagreements between two military circles, the Sudanese army and the rapid support forces. The reports have been centered around the northern city of Medawi, but it seems that that tension has now moved to the capital, Khartoum. From what I understand right now, is that heavy fighting is around strategic areas like the Khartoum International Airport, the Republican Palace, where I live not too far from, and other major strategic centers of government.
Right, and the media reports suggest that the RSF, the paramilitary group, which was under fire, has raided the Khartoum airport, laying siege to the airport there. Have you got any details for us on that?
There are reports again about the on different journalists, social media platforms, that the Rapid Support Forces, which is a group that comes out of a militia and has been a partner in the transitional government in Khartoum, that they have taken over the airport. It's very hard to confirm any reports right now. Various videos, various claims are being spread around, but that is one thing that supposedly that the Khartoum International Airport has been taken over by the Rapid Support Forces. And also along that, travel on the Khartoum International Airport reportedly has stopped.
Right, and this obviously following days of escalating tensions that have been brewing between the army and the RSF. Where do we go from here in Sudan?
Can you please repeat that question?
Now, this latest escalation in violence coming after days of the brewing escalating tensions, where do we go from here in Sudan? We know that there's a delay in signing of the internationally backed agreement with political parties. They're wanting to transition to a civilian-led free elections.
That's a difficult question to answer. This is the worst-case scenario that all Sudan observers had hoped would never happen. the two major military circles in Khartoum, who had been partners for the past years, and according have been the best political partners able to manage their differences. Obviously, that is not the case today. Where does this go from here? It looks bleak. It doesn't look optimistic at all. It's hard to see any coming back from this. We hope, I think, the citizens of Sudan, and I hope that something can be managed. But personally, I see this very hard to come back from this case scenario.
Right, and with the explosions and the gunfire that were reported earlier in Khartoum, have there been any reports of casualties in the area, and how is the government responding?
I'm hearing reports of casualties and a few hospitals where injured and casualties have been taken to. There are no reports of numbers at the moment. Today is a Saturday. It's a holiday. It's Ramadan. I don't think the streets have been full with people. But I do hear that there have been some casualties and reports of injured people taken to a few hospitals.
Right, Ishmael, thank you very much for being with us on this broadcast and bringing us the latest coming out of Sudan there.
Thank you for having me.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.